day 76 consistency. Be comfortable waiting a little bit longer for things you deserve. Good things take time. In today's world, it's easy to not realize that, since everything's so instant, everything's so fast. We have instant gratification. You post something on social media, you get instant likes, instant comments, instant views. You're hungry, you pop something in the microwave, put it on 2 minutes, it's ready to eat. Or you go through a drive-through at a fast food chain and you have what you want. You have your food. You have, everything that you could want in minutes. Heck, even dating now has become speed dating, or you download an app and you swipe right, swipe left on who you want or don't like. And we forget that the best things in life do take time. They take delayed gratification. Trees take seasons to be built and to grow and to flourish into what they're meant to become. And the best meals, like I said on previous videos, Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner, they take time. It doesn't happen overnight. Success doesn't happen overnight. Your personal development is going to be probably a lifelong journey, but definitely, years and decades. Your fitness journey, your finding true love, real love, that's not going to happen in one date. It takes a series of dates, a series of getting to know each other. That weight loss journey is going to take days, multiple days in a month, and every month of the year in order to start to achieve and see the results of that. Becoming a millionaire, that you might never have that coming, but it's definitely going to take a little bit of time. It's not going to be instant. And the best things in life, come when they're ready, when it's right, not when you want it. And it is one of the hardest things to do, because patience is hard for us. It's hard to just sit and still and wait and let things come to us, because we feel like we're falling behind. We feel like we're losing out, that we have that fear of missing out, that FOMO. We see our peers, or we see other people getting some of these said things that we want in our lives, but we don't know their timetable. They might be ahead of the journey. Their journey is a little bit different than ours. It doesn't always take the same amount of time for somebody to find their significant other that they're going to marry. For somebody, they might have met them in high school. For somebody else, they might meet them in their 30s. For some other people, it might be their second go around at marriage. You never truly know what the journey is going to entail. And in that sense, the journey becomes patience. It becomes who is willing to wait and be comfortable in the waiting, not to be distressed, not to, be scared and be fearful, or, try to make something happen and then you fail. You get in a relationship you were not supposed to be in. You try to start something you were not supposed to start. You try to advance your career way too early and, shut yourself in the foot for that next opportunity to be promoted. There's always a pecking order. Now, that doesn't mean be aggressive. That doesn't mean still try. That doesn't mean like patience is just sitting on your hands and doing nothing. There's still, ways to increase your value, or to train, or to build your mindset, or to still take action in the meantime. But until that relationship, that opportunity, that job, that person, whatever you want to throw in is ready for you, there's a time where you have to wait. There's a time you have to be patient. There's a time you have to sit there and learn that, okay, this is a good thing, that, I'm building my resilience. I'm building my mindset. I'm building, I'm delaying the good for the great. And I think too many times we forget that great is better than good. And, we'll settle for good, or what we believe or perceive to be good, but great was waiting for us. And the best was waiting even later, but we pulled the trigger on what we thought was good. And that's what we have to be with. And now we have to learn that lesson. But that waiting is wisdom. Being patient is wisdom to a certain extent. But you can't confuse patience with doing nothing. You can't see what's always happening, but things are aligning for you in time and space. God is providing. God is making a way. You just have to trust and have faith and believe that it's happening. And you have to still be integral and diligent in all the work that you're doing. You want that promotion, still master your job, still show up daily for the job you currently have until that promotion comes. Still be building yourself as a man or woman while you wait for your significant other that you want to marry. Be ready when that person introduces themselves into your life? Are you going to be the man or woman that you need to be in order to sustain that relationship, in order to invest in that relationship, in order to be the man or woman and be in the right role that you're supposed to be for that said person? Or are you been throwing, doing stuff you're not supposed to do and not prepared to even keep and steward that relationship? Same thing with your business, same thing with your bank account. If I give you $1 million today, are you going to spend it all, or do you know how to fruitfully invest it, use it, spend it wisely, multiply it? That's the thing. If you just had an instant 50-pound weight loss, I just had a magic pill, are you going to gain the weight back? Or are you going to master your habits that's going to allow you to keep that said goal, said result that you want? And I think too many times we lose sight that the patient and the journey is teaching us how to master and steward the result we really want. That 10-year drought of not having love, once you find love, you're gonna appreciate it a lot more. You're gonna know, like, hey, this is true love, because I went through a lot of dating, a lot of people that were temporary and were not the right fit. So now this person is, I feel their energy, I feel it. This is the right person. This is the person I'm meant to marry. And those 10 years built me to know that, hey, I'm not fumbling this. Same thing with your bank account. Same thing with your business. Maybe you failed business multiple times. Maybe you tried to launch a product that wasn't successful. And now you had the idea of this new product and you're like, this one's going to work because I've tested it. I failed. So failure is a good thing in this journey, but you have to learn that not to give up, and patience is still a virtue. So I hope you realize that. I hope you are comfortable waiting a little bit longer for the things that you deserve, because the things you deserve are out there and they will come to you as long as you are patient, you do not give up, and you keep working on yourself, developing your physical body, your mental mindset, your emotional, your emotional maturity, your spiritual health, your financial health, your relational, all that stuff needs to still be improving. You still need to be building yourself, and the things you deserve will come. I hope you remain patient and comfortable waiting on it. And I wish you peace and blessings on the journey.